Hi, I'm Bybreen Samuels and welcome to Soul Stirring Astrology. Now, some of you have asked me for information on the sun signs. What I've done is I've put together a mini series. It's like a tour around the sun signs. Today I start with the sun in Aries, and every couple of days I will release another episode which takes you through the zodiac. So here we are, the sun in Aries, and a key phrase associated with the sun in Aries is I am. I am here. It's a very definitive announcement about who you are and your core identity. Now, some of the key words are about activity, initiative, enterprise, courage, and it's a cardinal sign, which means that there's a sense of initiation and wanting to be first, leading others, leading yourself more importantly, because there's an aspect of you that wants to prove to yourself that you can conquer anything, and that is through action. Now, the sun in Aries follows the age of Pisces. And so the age of Pisces was a very feminine and lunar time in our lives. And when we entered the age of Aries, it's a very masculine and solar time of our lives. And so it's about the hero's journey. The sun in Aries means that we've come through a very long winter, so there's this sense that we want to burst out into the world, be part of nature, exploring after this very long winter, the beautiful bright colours that the nature is showing you. You want to be part and parcel of exploring all the nooks and crannies of life. You want to be leading and initiating all of that. And when we think about it, the sun in Aries kicks off the astrological new year. It's also around the same time as Easter. So it's lots of this new beginnings. It's a cardinal sign, so it's about being first and initiation. So with this hero's journey, there's a sense of, wanting to define yourself in a particular way, wanting to do your own thing. So if you think of the mythological story of Icarus, he clipped on the wings and he flew too close to the sun, which melted his wings. And so the lesson there is as much as you are headstrong, you may be able to gain some wisdom through people's advice or opinions. And so the lesson is, can you actually accommodate the views of other people? So Aries is a very external sign, so you can be leading other people. There's this sense of wanting to be seen as a leader in the world, but you also need to do that with wisdom. And you can do that through actually gaining experience, and it could be through the views of other people. So when we're looking at this hero's journey, there's a part of the kind of Aries personality whereby you're thinking of yourself in terms of, well, I've got this idea and I want to move it forward. So what you're trying to do is balance the sense of logic, and the logical side of Aries can work really well in career or in business. Being logical, being very sequential, leading others. You could be somebody who's able to articulate the views of other people. You could be very supportive of other people, but actually there could be a part of you that leaves the decision making to your partner when you go back home. So it seems like a bit of a contradiction. It's very courageous and powerful and confident sign, can also be a bit reticent. Now, Aries rules the head in medical astrology. So the head, we've got the logical side, and then there's the love side. So you're trying to balance the two L's in your life, when to be logical and when to lead and move forward with love. And love is associated with Eros and Aphrodite, and Aphrodite was the Greek goddess of love, of procreation, of pleasure. And what you're trying to do here is to pay attention to the needs of other people. And the reason for this is because Aphrodite was opposing Mars, and Mars is the ruler of Aries. Also, when we bring it to a sun sign level, Aries is opposing Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is also known as Aphrodite. And so, as much as you are strong-headed when it comes to your very core sun in Aries personality, you could actually gain wisdom by pulling on the Libran dynamics. And Libra wants love, it wants balance, and it wants harmony in your relationships. And so this is where you could be lacking, because you could be underdeveloped. You haven't actually taken on board the social behaviours of other people. So there's a bit of you that has an inability to appreciate another person's point of view. Now, by tapping into the Venusian, the Libran qualities, you're able to balance that out. So for example, imagine that you're away with a group of friends, you're on holiday and they're all having a fantastic time, and you turn to them and you say, oh, let's go back to the hotel because I'm tired. And so your lesson here is, how can you incorporate the word we more so than you use the word I? And that will enable you to demonstrate your level of maturity. How can you grow more into yourself because you recognize the needs of other people? Now, when we look at the symbol of Aries, it's the ram's horn, or it's the battering ram. So this gives you an indication that you're somebody who's really able to define your place in the world. It's like you're capable of putting that stake in the ground to say, here I am, which is all fair and well, but here you are. You shouldn't be operating in a vacuum or operating in isolation. So your journey through is, how are you able to integrate your sense of wisdom, your sense of harmony, how you're able to listen to other people at the same time as being assertive and just doing it. If we think of the sports brand Nike, its tagline is just do it. Very Aryan. If we think, sports, it's very Martian, it's very athletic, it's very flexible, it's full of strength and vigor. So it's not about dumbing down that aspect of yourself, but it is about heightening your ability to access different parts of yourself that shows your loving nature, that shows that you're able to demonstrate social graces. So for example, let's say in your personal world with your wife or with your husband or your partner or your boyfriend. So imagine your wife or your girlfriend, she's really excited, she bought this beautiful dress and she puts the dress on and she's showing you the dress and she's like, oh, don't I look great in this? What do you think? And she asks you the rhetorical question, which is, does my bum look big in this? She's not expecting you to say, well, yes, it does, which is very Aryan, very direct, it's very honest. It's because, well, you wanted to know my answer and there it is. Conversely, if it's your boyfriend or your husband and he's bought a pair of trousers that he thinks makes him look really flattering, but his stomach is hanging out over the waistband, and he says to you, do I look all right? What do you think? He's not expecting you to say, well, you look like the Michelin Man, so therefore you need to go and lose some weight. So this is where you're able to temper that aspect of yourself. How can you tap into the social graces whereby you're able to compliment, but at the same time to be honest? And it's about balancing that. And ultimately, it's about being around people and not bursting their bubble. So that's it, that's you, the sun in Aries, and the same thing can apply with a rising sign which is in Aries. So that's it for this episode. The next episode I will bring you the sun in Taurus, but the question of the day for the sun in Aries, all of you out there, is how do you display your Aryan qualities? Feel free, put them in the comment box below. As always, I love connecting with you, and thank you everybody who has supported me on my journey, who's supported my channel, who's liked and subscribed and shared the information that I've been sharing with you. I really love sharing this with you, and feel free to comment, feel free to let other people know about this episode, and also feel free to share it or put it in your playlist. Until then, have a fantastic time, and just think about those Aryan qualities and how you may be able to improve upon them. Until next time, stay well.